I was in LA this past weekend, and I was talking with a partner of ours who runs a taco company in LA, and they just won a really major taco like festival in Southern California with a completely plant-based vegan option, using like hard shell, like classic like Taco Bell-ish sort of framework, and they did it completely plant-based. And when consumers experience plant-based products through that really elevated, not unattainable, it's still accessible, it's a taco, it's a latte, it's a burger, but when they experience it that way, it starts to shift their mindset and the paradigm of what you expect a plant-based product to taste like. And that breaks down all the barriers to trial that will, I think, ultimately take this category to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I think what you're saying goes to the mainstreaming of the industry, and I know because I've been vegetarian and veganish for a long time, and a lot of my friends and colleagues will be frustrated that why aren't people getting it? Why aren't because it's weird. Right? Because you're not normal when you're the only one at your family Thanksgiving meal, and it's friggin' lonely to be the only one who's not eating their turkey and everything else. And same thing, if you're with friends. I just think people underestimate the power of our culture and wanting to fit in. And most people aren't willing or able to set themselves apart from a group, whether it's your family or friends. So what Mike's describing is a way for someone to not be weird. I mean, to me, that's been the most exciting thing even about seeing a Beyond Burger or Impossible Burger show up in so many places where everybody is eating. You don't have to go to a special, vegan cafe anymore. You can just go to the same restaurant where your family has already planned their, dinner. And you too can have a really great tasting and sort of blend in, right? And that to me is the most exciting thing, because that is what will make the difference for people to not feel isolated or different, that it's all part of the norm.
Maybe I'll chime in there too, because I think the same thing happens for these products. If we're all using a similar nomenclature, similar type of claim and identifiable mark on pack in the grocery store, that same inclusive, this is normal experience can be had, because the retailers can now more easily and effectively slot those products in right next to the animal-based alternatives. So they're now normal and they're easy for us to find, and it's a much more inclusive approach.
Yeah. There's even I have a public health background, and there's even a word called normalizing behavior. And so if you think about the shift that this country has made over the decades from most of you are probably too young to remember smoking on airplanes, for example. I mean, which just seems really crazy. We had smoking sections of airplanes, and of course restaurants forever had smoking sections, and no longer. And now it is completely abnormal to have someone light up in an airplane or a restaurant or most indoor spaces, right? And so that's the type of shift in normalizing behavior that we're talking about doing, and that is starting to happen now in plant-based, and that's what's so exciting.